Hi guys, it's James from Meatza and I've got another interesting video, I hope, for you today. Now, it's not going quite to plan. Here in London, it is disgusting, grey, raining, cold and drastically darkening as I speak. We're in the middle of the evening now, it's about 6:30 in the evening. I have planned to do another salt video and I got an idea from someone who commented on the last video, giving me a great idea to salt it for a much longer time. So we're looking at about an hour and a quarter with much less salt. I'm really intrigued actually to see how this one turns out. I think following on from the last one, we could get even more interesting flavors, more depth of flavor, so that would be great. Problem is, I've got this beautiful T-bone steak which I've been defrosting since this morning when the weather looked really nice. The sun was out, the sky was blue. I thought I could barbecue. I really only want to barbecue T-bone steaks because of that bone. Unfortunately, it's looking like that might not be possible. Now I'm going to give it one try. I'm going to put the parasol up over the barbecue and see if I can light it, but it has been raining for a week. Things are damp. So there's a good chance that's not going to happen. If it doesn't, then you're all going to find out why you probably shouldn't pan fry a T-bone steak. We're probably not going to get exactly what we want. On the other hand, I could bring the blowtorch in and at least try and get some sear on there as much as possible. Anyway, let's just salt it. I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 45 minutes of that salting process. Give it half an hour outside the fridge. We'll see how much moisture is lost and then I'll show you how I cook it and then we'll see how it tastes. I'm really excited for this one and I'll be back after the salting and the cooking, unless we have any funny clips of me trying to barbecue out in the rain.
Well, don't trust what you heard from the bubble, dog. I've been busting out features on a DoubleTree shuttle. The FaceTimes asked me how brothers stay so humble. Well, I just had to ask the driver for some help with the buckle. But anyway, backtrack, I've been doing concerts in the mirror. And I got fam who only get the updates in their earphones and keep on thinking this here could make a full-time career. Maybe it won't, but I'll be up in your turf with the faux fur all year, bro. And I said, ooh, I'ma get a half of the town in a move. We be throwing actors in Kalamazoo. Thinking I went platinum the sound of the room. And people gon' be tracking me down with the truth. Oh no, 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 that's true. Oh no, no, we don't lose. Oh no, no, we get loose. Oh no, no, how about you?
My car broke down on a steep road. Looking up as pops by me though. But the ox still in with the beat though. So I stepped outside and had a free show like don't understand nothing like that. Tell me who else really running like that. Pass that track, let me run it right back. Wait, let me stay low, I ain't standing like that. Hold up. Sun went down and the ride still spinning. I ain't got no kind of plan, I admit it. Looking like Birdman, how I'm gon' wing it. Mic turned off, but I'm still gon' sing it. Hey, guidelines, got no hold on my life. Maybe I don't see that outline. I be way up, see the skyline.
I said, ooh, I'ma get a half of the town in a move. We be throwing actors in Kalamazoo. Thinking I went platinum the sound of the room. And people gon' be tracking me down with the truth. Oh no, 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 that's true. Oh no, no, we don't lose. Oh no, no, we get loose. Oh no, no, how about you?
Hey, how about you? How about round that afternoon you come on through? That'll take a man right out his blues.
Hey guys, it's been a very typical autumnal day here in London and as you'll have seen, I had to go outside and cook this on the barbecue because I will not cook T-bone in a pan. The meat will shrivel as soon as it hits the pan, the bone will then be bigger than the meat and you will not get any colour on your steak. Now, pretty excited about this, it smells fantastic. I do need a fork, one second. So in the end, this had an hour and a quarter of salt and I'm a little bit worried about that. Could be too much, but I guess we'll find out. So, here we go. Let's cut this off the bone first. Wow. This is a rare breed, dry aged T-bone. So it should have a lot of flavour. It had plenty of marbling. Here we go. Wow. So this is the little bit of fillet that you get on a T-bone. If you saw the porterhouse video recently, basically on a porterhouse you get more fillet. On a T-bone you get this smaller section. But this steak is about 600 grams, so there's plenty on there. Okay, I'm going to try the fillet first. It smells so good. Let's hope it tastes the same. Wow. So I've gone medium rare, even almost rare on this, and there's a reason for that. When you dry age meat, you lose a lot of moisture. And I was told by a butcher in Belgium recently, actually, when I was at a restaurant, that when it's really dry aged, you should cook it less because it's already going to have more dryness to it and you don't want to overcook it. Well, this has been dry aged and then it's had salt, so I was a little bit worried about it. But let's taste this. Cheers. It smells absolutely fantastic. Oh. Wow. The balance of flavour in there is just fantastic. The commenter that told me about doing this for an hour and a quarter did make sure to write that I need to put less salt than I did in the last video, and I did, about half. And you know, that's worked out really well. There is no overriding flavour of salt at all, no harshness. There's just the little lingering flavour of where the salt and the meat have combined perfectly. It tastes fantastic. The texture is incredible. I'm going to try a bit more from the outside here. This is a bit more of a dry aged piece. Let's find out what that was like. It's so sweet. Wow. Cooking on the bone is fantastic. But so far, in all the videos I've done, this is the best balance of salt that I've ever done. So I think, I'm sorry I don't know your name, but thank you for commenting on the last video about this. I think you're onto something here. I would wonder how it would cope, how it would be on a smaller piece. This is, you know, 1 inch thick, so it's got plenty to play with. And I would reserve this for that, but maybe we need to go even further and test this on a big côte de bœuf. I think that will work really well. Let's try the sirloin here, or strip loin, sorry, in the US. Here we go. Fantastic. That fillet is something else. I'm not a huge fillet fan, but being dry aged, being on the bone, and having this wonderful saltiness to it. I say saltiness that isn't salty. That it's just married so well with the meat. You don't taste the salt. It's just great. Okay, here we go. Guys, this is actually blowing my mind. I'm actually lost for words, which is slightly unusual for me. Again, the texture is wonderful. It's not dried out too much. The flavour of salt, you just get it as you start biting into it. You can feel that the salt has gone inside the beef. It's created this really umami, but not strong salty flavour. It's very satisfying, really deep, rich, wonderful. We've got to do more tests on this. I'm going to have to do, it's going to be painful, I'm going to have to do a side-by-side comparison now of 2 identical pieces, thick côte de bœuf, one that's been done like this and one that's been done as I would normally, because otherwise we're not going to know really what's happened here. But this, I need to go and eat this while it's still warm. So far, this has just been one of the best beef experiences I've had. So if you have a T-bone, a porterhouse, a thick cut rib, put a medium amount of coarse salt, sea salt on the outside for an hour and a quarter, keep it in the fridge for at least half of that. That really meant it hasn't dried out, I feel like. And enjoy. Right guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps. And if you like this sort of content and you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Come out with a video most weeks and we compare different ways of cooking beef, other meats, and I hope you've enjoyed that. Cheers.